Action.
All right. Hello, everybody out there in podcast land. I am Mixlam. He is the Miles Revolution. We are two freaks doing a show with you every Thursday night at 6 Pacific, 7 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Central, and 9 o'clock for all you over there on the East Coast. Woof. And as always, if you like us, give us a like on the video, subscribe. You're probably watching us on YouTube, but you can also find the Miles Revolution channel on other places like Twitch and Twitter and Facebook and all kinds of places, even on Instagram now, I believe. So, Miles, what do we got going on today?
Well, today our plans are going to be kind of slapped together as you watch this video, so you might even like this show better than the others, because what we're going to do tonight is we're actually going to go and dive into some people's Facebooks or social media posts who auditioned for America's Got Talent but never made it onto the TV program. They might have been on the stage in front of the judges, but it wasn't good enough to be televised, or it was bad enough to not be televised, whatever the case may be. In any case, we do have one person who's scheduled to come on tonight, Chris Wojtowich, who's a magician, and he should be here at about 8:15, 8:20. At least he said he would be.
Okay, so we got about 15, 20 minutes before we talk.
That's right. That's right.
And we were going to have on Ray Rold from this last season that we just watched, him and his mother, but he wasn't able to come on tonight.
No. Turns out he works for Cirque du Soleil Wednesday through Sunday. And
okay,
so
everybody can hang with us. We're going to do a recorded interview with him, hopefully in the next couple days here, and then we can get that posted up.
Yeah. And I'm excited to do that. I mean, he seems like a really nice guy, so
yeah. I liked his act.
Yep, should be pretty exciting, and we don't have to worry about any of the flames, at least any virtual flames.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we can get him to set himself on fire during that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or set his mom on fire. One of the two.
Yeah. So
for an interesting interview.
Well, so what I got here is I have this list that somebody gave me, top secret, that has many names of people who did audition. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share the screen, and I guess we'll just go ahead to Facebook, and we're going to go look up some of these people.
So this is a secret audition list of people who auditioned for AGT but did not get on the TV show. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay.
So let's go to Jude Kofi is his name. Who's a pianist. Now let me go get my screen share here. Let's see, share screen. We want this one. Share. So there he is. He's playing the piano. Now I could turn the audio on. And then we could talk about him a little bit. Actually, let's see if we can read about who he is. He looks like just a really young kid, so it must be someone else that someone wants to exploit. Doesn't have any age on there. I wonder why. So it's probably under his parent's name or an adult's name, because he has 53,000 followers, 8.1 likes, but yet he's a little kid.
Yeah. So is he the one playing the keyboard in the middle there?
Yeah. Yep.
Assuming. Okay.
So let's go. I'll turn on his audio here. I'm not sure how this looks. That's not a very good video. I don't know what's on in the background. See if we can get another one here that sounds a little bit
Yeah,
better.
what's going on with that background music?
I don't know. Here he is playing the drums, but this looks like. Let's see how this works. I don't know if this is a joke or what. Is this doing any good?
I'm not sure. How old is this guy supposed to be?
Do you hear anything?
Not now.
I don't know.
You have it on mute. The thing's on mute.
Yeah, well, was the audio coming through okay?
Yeah, the audio was coming through.
Or was it just lousy audio?
Okay, it's all right. I could hear it.
All right. Well, let's see if I can get one that's just. It's like you can play.
Well, you play the piano, so you can judge this one stylistically.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Should he have been on America's Got Talent, or should he not have been?
I mean, I'm not a piano player, so I can't tell if what he's playing is easy or hard. So I can't judge on that. But is this something when I close my eyes that I'm just listening to that I'm wowed by? No. This just seems like some kid playing the piano.
So maybe that's why he wasn't on there, because there's no show there.
Yeah, there's no show. I mean, I don't see any personality or anything like that. So yeah, there's nothing that screams at me. Danger Zone said there in the YouTube chat, better solo question mark. And I'm assuming what he must have been talking about with that comment is the first videos we watched, there's all this background noise, right, and all these other people playing. So yeah, it was a little better solo, but again, I'm not a piano player, so I don't know anything about piano. But Miles, you know about piano. Is what he's playing, is this impressive for the age?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Okay.
You know, if we go back to the one where he's calling out the key that it's in, that's actually pretty impressive, because most kids can't call out the key to everybody else to the band that they're playing in.
Okay.
So that means something. But I don't know that I would have put him on, because he's not that showy. So
no, and what America's Got Talent is about is a Vegas act and to be entertained. So as I say, I'm not a piano player, but I shouldn't have to be a piano player, because I'm somebody that's buying a ticket to watch you do whatever you do.
Right.
And if I shouldn't have to be a piano player. I should be able to sit here and go, wow, whatever that is sounds really cool, and I'll give you $20 to listen to it.
Right.
So I don't know what the kid needs. I don't know if he needs to talk to the camera or stand up like Jerry Lee Lewis and play Great Balls of Fire, or twist his hands while he's playing, or I don't know, something that makes it seem like just not a guy on social media that's playing the piano.
I think he needs an airport to play in.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's it.
I wouldn't. Oh yeah, okay. I guess I fly.
Yeah, that's it.
I wouldn't. Oh yeah, okay. I guess I fly.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, why am I? Okay, there we go. Okay, now I'm not.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, we kind of somehow we have a different thing on the screen, and it was like playing with us. But I wouldn't say that I fly often necessarily. Maybe, I mean, every couple months. So I guess it's all relative. But when I walk through the airport,
I know what's going on here.
there's always some dude playing the piano. And
So
I like
what was going
I
on?
like the piano airport people.
Okay, I know what was going on. So his
Okay.
video finished, and it went to our live video on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So that's what happened there. Anyway, so I was thinking while we're doing this, maybe well, McGavin said he would have rather seen Jude rather than Lambros on there. The kid dancer.
Yeah, well,
So
I mean, I imagine the kid. Yeah, I imagine his stuff was just like this on social media. I haven't looked
yeah,
at it, but I mean, it already wasn't impressive on a big stage with production. So I can't imagine what it's like just on Instagram for 30 seconds.
well, I have another idea here. So if we're gonna do this like off the cuff here, maybe I should send a message to these people just before or while we were talking about them, and maybe they'll see the message and say, "Hey, come on the show, so we can
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about you."
That is
So I'm
true.
going to do that for the next person.
Okay.
So let's go with. There was another hand shadow puppeteer by the name of
Yeah.
Drew Colby. So let's go
Okay.
find him.
This is the guy that's trying to do what Shadow Ace is doing.
Colby.
Let's see how he is.
Where'd he go here? You spell his name right? Drew Colby. Hand puppeteer. Well, where was he?
Hand puppeteer. Now we can't find him. You know what we need to do? We need to find a clip of. I don't remember who in the chat was saying it last week, but that there were people, somebody on America or Britain's Got Talent, I think, they were saying that somebody did the headstand act that could walk on him like the Ramadi brothers did.
Right.
Act. We should watch that one of these times. Yeah. I can't imagine it's as good. Well, no luck.
Well, okay. Drew Colby. Come on, I had this guy up. Where'd he go? Entertainment website. Hand Shadow Artist. Okay, there we go.
Hand Shadow Artist.
Let's go to share the page here.
Okay.
Oh, let me send a message to him.
Okay.
Let's see here. Add to stage. So that before we start talking about him, he can know that we're talking about him.
Okay. And let me just throw this out too for anyone who didn't join us at the very beginning of the broadcast here. We were going to have Ray Walt on and his mother, who was on the show this season, but he's in Circus Olay right now and he couldn't come on tonight. But we are going to record an interview with him next week that we'll put up. I'm not sure if it'll be him and his mom or just him, but we're going to have another guy, a magician, on here in just a few minutes. Hopefully within the next 5 to 10 minutes, he'll come on with us. And he's somebody that auditioned but wasn't televised on the show. So stay tuned for that.
All right. So I just sent a message there on Facebook. I don't know what else to say, but let's go ahead and see what he's all about here.
All right. Let's see it. Now at least I haven't seen this beforehand. So this is just reaction off the cuff.
All right. Maybe I need a bigger screen here. Is that going to work? All right.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
All right. Do we have a video? That's just a picture. We need a video.
It should be a video tab. Go on, see all photos.
Yeah, let's do that. Photos.
Yeah. And then look on albums. Go up right where it says, yeah.
Video.
Huh.
Oh, there we go. We got a video.
Okay, let's see.
Hello, I'm Rose.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Drew.
Drew is a hand shadow artist.
And Rose is an opera singer.
And Joe is our director.
In The Fox Poet and the Fisherman, you're going to hear Rose singing beautifully, but you might also see her make some hand shadows.
Well, you'll definitely see Drew make some hand shadows. You might hear him sing as well.
The Fox Poet and the Fisherman is a lovely, dreamy production with a gentle storyline and some quirky characters.
There's a patient peacock.
There's a grumpy guinea fowl.
And a mystical kingfisher. So come and be inspired by magical shadows and glorious singing in The Fox Poet and the Fisherman.
Well, let's see one of their actual.
Hello, I'm Rose.
There's another one.
Let's do like a minute of this, see if it shows us something. Actually show us the performance. This is showing us a class. This isn't showing us a performance. Does he have a performance on here? Something that he's showing us? This is just showing us how to do it.
Yeah. Well, if that's what we have to go off of,
Are those the only two videos?
yeah, that's all he's got.
Well, yeah, that's not enough to judge anything.
No.
I was expecting more from it. So, Drew, that's his name?
Yeah.
Drew, we need more. We need like a 60-second clip of your show. We need some music and some shadow puppets and or kind of give us a sense of what we're doing here, man.
Well, let's see. Maybe
Even
he has
for your
something on
school,
that.
I think it'd be cool if somebody, see what they're learning to do from those short videos. I can't tell how good it is.
Well, let's see if here's a video. Share this tab.
So, Miles McGavin said you should look on YouTube if you want to watch the performances.
If I had just half a cup of something strong and rough to keep my thoughts at bay, to keep my spirits up. If I had just half a cup, just close enough to touch, to take the fear away, keep me warm. I tell you when I think I've had enough. All would be well. All would be well if I had just half a cup, or even half as much. I'd keep my hope.
All right. I had enough.
All right. So here's what I'll say about that. First, I don't have
Okay.
anything bad to say about it. It's impressive. I couldn't do it. It's okay. I think it takes talent. You can tell that there was some time put into that.
Right.
The negative is just not very exciting.
No.
And so I'm not hating on it. Again, I'm not saying, oh, this is horrible or I hate it or anything. It's cool. I mean, it really is. I think it takes talent. It's cool, but it lacks that like punch, right? What made Shadow Ace so good is not just because the shadow is cool, but because it's so funny and it's so entertaining and it's creative. And that's kind of the step above, right? What we say with AGT is you don't just got to be good, you got to be entertaining. And that's just wasn't that entertaining, but it was good. It was cool.
I think it moved a little too slow. on both of the videos that we saw. I don't think it wasn't moving fast enough to keep my attention. So I actually would have already stopped it had I not wanted to show the audience what else he did.
Yeah. If I was just scrolling through this on something, it would have held my attention for about 10 seconds, maybe more.
Yeah.
But since I watch it, I mean, yeah, it takes talent. McGavin says in the YouTube chat there, Mixon was talking about the Vardanian brothers, head balancers on Britain's Got Talent. They're actually on the list to be voted on for the Fantasy League spinoff. So we gotta at some point do something on this Fantasy League. Maybe go back and maybe watch some clips of people that weren't on this last season. I think maybe it would be cool to like look back on some of the people maybe we're not as familiar with that might be on the show. Sam said that that we just watched, I'm assuming this is a performance from Germany's Got Talent. So interesting. So he was on Germany's Got Talent, but to me, I wouldn't have put that through.
Well, I have a clip here from the Vardanian brothers.
Okay. We got Chris in the waiting too.
Oh, he is. Well, let's take Chris.
Okay, let's go ahead and take Chris here.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Going great. How are you guys?
Good. Wonderful.
Thanks for having me on.
So I'm Mick Slum, and he is the Miles Revolution, and we're two freaks doing a show, and we talk about everything AGT. We go through and we talk about a lot of the acts. Tonight, we've just been looking at some acts that didn't make the show. Okay, and we've been kind of looking at some of their stuff online and talking about that since it's the off season, and we're waiting for this new show that's going to happen, I think, in January, the Fantasy League spinoff. But with that, Chris, why don't you tell us a little about yourself and how are you related to AGT?
Yeah, I auditioned in AGT last April, and it was the craziest, greatest experience of my life. Besides, my kids being born, a couple other days were amazing too. But that was a really special day. I actually surprised my dad. He thought we just won tickets to the AGT, and so we got like tickets in the front row, and we were just watching the acts together with my daughter. And then I was like, Dad, I'm not feeling so good. I'm gonna go use the restroom. And then we went up stage, and all of a sudden we just appeared on stage in front of him, and it was absolutely incredible. Like, first of all, I've never been on stage before. I've only been doing magic for a couple of years, and I just fell upon this invention that just by accident. And one of those things where you're doing something and you do it wrong, and you accidentally notice something, and you're like, "What is that?" And you just try to repeat it. So that's kind of how I got started, and it just kind of snowballed into this whole thing. And then all of a sudden a producer reached out to me out of the blue, and I watch AGT on YouTube sometimes, but I wasn't like a big fan. My dad was a huge fan, and so I didn't know how any of it worked. And so I've watched Shin Lim a few times, and it just kept going and going, and I was like, I might make it, and then I got on the show, and I was like, I don't even know if this is going to work in person in front of all these people with a wide audience. It's like very slight heavy. And so I was like just praying I didn't make a fool out of myself up there. And the prayers worked, and it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. But unfortunately they cut it from the TV segment, but that's all right.
So did they call you or did you audition?
No, they reached out to me, and they asked me to send them like an audition video, and I was like, so I didn't have anything prepared. I didn't know, and he's like, you got a week to put it together, and 2 minutes long. And most of my tricks are on TikTok, and they're like 15 seconds, sometimes 30. I think the most I've done was 45. So I had to come up with like double the act, and it was like just rushing to get everything in on time. And he's like, they liked it. All right, let's do it again, but this time all in one, continuous cut. And I was like, okay, here we go. And I put that together, and he's like, it sounds awesome. Let's go. And yeah, they were unbelievable. They flew me out there and in stage in front of the celebrity judges for my first time. It was really crazy and loved every minute of it.
So maybe I shouldn't ask this then. So did you receive an X or two then?
No, I got 4 yeses, a standing ovation, and everything. I was
really?
actually very shocked that I didn't. But other guys that I've talked to also got 4 yeses and standing ovations. So, and they're great magicians too. So it just the way the show's segmented, you know, they add some of those skits in there. I think the episode I was supposed to be on was the last episode where that one guy auditioned 3 times during the whole, you know. So I was like, and then one of the other acts, they played my song in the background that was supposed to be playing on mine, and I was like, oh, that'd be maybe a conflict. So you know, they just have to make decisions, and they have so many acts, and it's fine. You know, hopefully, maybe I'll have to be back someday.
Yeah. Well, I've been to the live auditions before there in Pasadena, and most of the acts, at least when I was there, they if they went through or got 4 yeses, the way they used to do it anyway, is then you went on to the elimination round where they would, you know, you had to do something else.
Yeah.
But I guess the way they're doing the show now,
you qualified for the next round, but then the judges have to decide which ones that they can squeeze in. So it's weird. It's like they skip that round and go to the semifinals. But I thought it was still going to be on, and that's all I wanted. I was just hoping to be on. I was like kind of nervous for the semis, you know, live again, but I was going to do it and see what happens. But yeah, now that I've been through it once, I'm excited to kind of see what else is out there, and also maybe try that again someday.
When do you find out that you don't make the next round? So you get all your yeses, and then we see a recorded, edited version of all of these auditions, and then that kind of cut round. They have an episode. But when do you in real time learn that you're not moving on after those yeses?
Yeah, so it's like 2 things. It was one was I would say just a few weeks, maybe 3 weeks before the last episode, or so this whole time I was like, you know, it was you know, just putting it together, and you go through this highs and lows of just like, oh my god, it seems so long, and you know, it's only a couple of months, but it just seems like every day is forever, just waiting for that call. And then yeah, it was I think 3 weeks before, and then they, you know, a week before I found out they weren't going to put me on the last episode. So yeah, it was just a long road, but yeah, I can't thank them enough. They treated me like they treat you like royalty there, and everything you need. That's just like, boom, go get them this, and it's just like, this is great. Like, it was wonderful.
Good. So did you get your start on social media then? I mean, are you more popular on TikTok or Instagram or what?
Yeah, definitely TikTok. I got like over 50 million views on there, and they called me during COVID. They reached out. They found me on Instagram. I was just doing like little silly tricks. I was just starting magic. I wasn't very good at all. I didn't know any tricks. I was like learning a couple on YouTube, and they reached out to me, and they liked one of my videos, and they were like, "Do you want to do this education fund?" And they paid me for it, and did like 20 tutorial videos. And then all of a sudden, my account started growing, and then I came up with that one trick, and it just blew up. And then I just had all these variations.
I just want to throw in for the chat, anybody that's listening right now, if you have any questions you want us to ask Chris, throw them in the chat there for us also.
Okay, sounds good.
Chris, I got a question for you. When you're up there in front of the judges, since we didn't see you on TV, is there any comments that were kind of like just etched in your brain? Because I'm assuming this is the biggest performance of your life, and they're talking to you. So how much, like, what did the judges say to you that you remember?
Yeah, I wish I could remember all of them. You know, I wish I'd have a recording. You know, it's like I'm trying to grill my brain. But Simon loved it. He said you should think about quitting your job. You know, I have a job in sales, so I work full time, and it's just kind of a side gig. So that was awesome. Heidi said I think she said it was like I look like cute and innocent and like not like I can't remember exactly, but it was just like all nice. Yeah.
What Heidi did do.
All of them were great. And Howie said it. He goes, "You were all the magician, and also like you were you were just as surprised as the audience was. Like you were the fans and the magician at the same time." But yeah, Howie is funny. Everything was overwhelmingly positive note. There were no negative comments, and it was. I like dropped to my knees. I was like, I could, it was probably over dramatic because I couldn't believe I got 4 yeses. I was hoping to get like at least 1 yes.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love magic. Those of the people that watch the show know that I love the comedians and I love the magicians. I'm not a magician. I can't really do magic, but I love magic, especially when it seems like real magic.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to echo what in the chat here, Danger Zone, as says, can he do a trick for us? We've had other magicians on that like to do tricks. And if you can do a trick for us on camera, we'll be very impressed. Otherwise, no pressure. And then McGavin in the chat here says, can he describe the type of act that he did without revealing any methods?
Oh, sure.
So both of those two things. Can you describe your act? And then is there any trick you can do for us?
Yeah, it should be able to do a trick. It's just the angles. So I'll try to make sure it's right. But so I'm a Laserdisc and CD magician. And so I make Laserdisc change into CDs. And while I'm standing up, a Laserdisc will change into a CD. And there's nowhere for it to go. It is like a crazy illusion. And it's a magician fooler for sure. Like no magicians can figure it out. I get comments that my videos are edited like left and right. And, so I teach it, and anyone wants to see it live. If they want to buy a session from me, they get to see me perform it and show them how it's done. Just released a tutorial on the whole thing today on my bio on my TikTok and Instagram page. So, What's that?
So how to do it?
Yeah, I do. I did release it because I think even when you know how to do it, it's still like pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. And it's real simple but it's very difficult to master. So it's very unique. I could try to show it. Let's see. Let me just fix the computer a little bit here. All right, you see this laser disc?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did it work?
Into a 40.
Yeah, it did work.
All right. The camera angles are a little weird because I'm just kind of crunched here on a computer, but when I have it all set up on my table, it ends up working a lot better.
Well, that's so cool.
But yeah, it was like 2 minutes worth of that. So it's like back and forth, just like all kinds of just nonstop. And so it's very risky because when you're standing up and doing that kind of magic, it's the riskiest thing in the world. It's like making something disappear right in front of the audience, and there's nowhere for it to go. So it's doesn't make a lot of sense.
So we have a question from Sam in the chat. My question for Chris is: do you plan on trying again to make it to the televised AGT rounds next year? And also, do you have any tips for amateurs trying to make the show?
I would love to make it again. It was great the way they treated me last time, so I would love to do it again. I would love to try Penn and Teller's Fool Us. And then I'm doing a couple birthday parties just to kind of ramp myself up because, like I said, I've never been on stage before, and I'm just kind of trying to be ready for the next time. And I think I can get top 5 in the whole thing. And I think I could win, but you got to go out there and do it. So for amateurs, practice, like find something you absolutely love to do that you're obsessed about, and there's no stopping you. You just got to practice all the time. And I don't know. I have a little bit of a crazy brain when it comes to something I want to focus on, and I go all in. So you have to really love what you're doing and bring it all. Don't be conservative and bring it all to the table. And bring your personality with you, and just give it all you can, and don't be nervous. That's easy to say. It's easier to say than do. But if you practice all the time and that's all you do, and you're the master at that skill, then you're just showing them what you can do. There's no reason to be nervous about it.
So I assume that you had another act, and you don't need to tell us what it is because I'd like to be surprised anyway next time you're on there. But I assume that you had another act or another trick or bag of tricks to do in case you went farther.
Yeah, I was going to stick to my bread and butter. You know, I can do card tricks. Like I memorize, you know, I have a memorized deck, so I can just, you know, do all these crazy shuffles and know exactly where your cards are at all times. But that's just not my bread and butter.
Right.
You know, the CDs and Laserdiscs are what I'm known for. So I think it's just adding more. So like I can do this with like 6 or 7 like big Laserdiscs, and we're talking it's dropping from like I'm like going right here, and then it just goes completely, and like you can, you know, so it's one of those things that's use more and do like even more difficult vanishes. And then I was going to use some fire at the end. I was going to throw up.
Oh, really?
I created like these Laserdisc paper, flash paper things, and they look like records. And so I was going to maybe do a switch, and then at the last minute, they all just catch on fire and then disappear at the end.
Wow.
So what's the biggest difference between performing live in front of an audience and what's popular now of posting things on social media?
Well, there's a big difference. I get to do as many takes as I want on social media to get it perfect. And so, you know, I can do it great. Sometimes I'll flash. So, you know, I'm not going to use that take. And sometimes it'll look good, but it'll look a little low or conservative. And then sometimes it looks amazing. So I get to post my best video on there. What I don't like is when people edit their videos, like magicians that edit, or unless it's a known thing, I'm not at all for that. And like it's ridiculous. It's like there's no point in it.
Yeah, there is no point in editing a video. That's just dumb.
But a live audience, there's just a lot more to worry about. So if you're in front of a stage, it's great for what I'm doing, because the further the audience is away, the more likely it is to work, and you get a much wider angle. But when you're up close and 5 feet away, the tricks I do will only work for like 2 or 3 people in front of you. Like if you're sitting across the table from me, if you're right next to me, it's not going to work. So it's a very visual, like optical illusion type thing.
All right. Well, that's awesome.
That makes sense. Have you seen any of the videos I've done?
I did go and look at them, or a few of them anyway, on TikTok or someplace.
Okay.
I just wanted to see who you are or what you did. And
Okay.
I had never seen anything like that before. So that was a first for me. You know, everybody normally uses cards, and cards are, you know, almost worn out in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I mean, last season, it seems like, well, people are just beginning to do the same tricks, only just with doing it a different way, but it's still the same.
Yeah,
trick.
lots of forces, and yeah, I know. It's killing me. But yeah, I'm not a, I like cards and everything. I don't trust my sleights. Is, you know, some of those magicians like Shin Lim, they can do like 100 things in a row, and they got all these different gimmick decks. And I mean, I don't want to, he's great. I'm just saying I'm not at that level to do it with cards. And I probably never will be. So this niche I carved out, I don't think anyone's chasing me.
No.
And so it's kind of my own thing, which is awesome. And I'm years ahead. If somebody does try to catch me, I'm still, you know, it's going to be hard. But it's just cool to have something of your own and that people really enjoy watching.
So here's a magician question for you. Is what do you think about people revealing magicians' tricks? Because now on YouTube they have all these people like so and so exposed, and here's how they do this, and here's how they do that. What do you think about, one, as a magician, exposing how other people do tricks, and then 2, how do magicians keep coming up with new tricks that people can't expose?
Oh, that's a great question. So that's funny you asked that, because one of my buddies, I've only met him once, but he just knows me through social media. He's a magic revealer on TikTok, and I think he used to work for Penn and Teller, and his videos are just really funny, and everyone gets really upset about it. And so I know it's the golden rule: don't ever reveal, and I never reveal other people's tricks. I just don't want to, why ruin what they're trying to do, But the fact that I was like a brand new magician and I didn't know many tricks, when he would post a video, it's like, oh, thank you. Like now I don't have to go out and buy it. It was killing me, So I realized I don't like when people expose it. But if someone's just buying a store-bought trick and it's out there for anyone to buy, and they're performing it, and someone wants to expose it, yeah, I'll watch it. I learned from that actually. So I guess I'm kind of guilty, but at the same time, if it's a really good trick and the guy's trying to make a living off of that trick, and he's not just selling it in a store and someone's copying it, I don't expose that. It's too good to ruin. You could always make guesses on it and tell your friends, but don't go on his page and website and try to expose it. That's what I say.
How often do you see magicians now that they do stuff and you say, I have no idea how that happened? Is this still very common, or does it happen less and less all the time?
It happens less and less, but like on AGT, I pretty much knew what was going on. But Jason Ladany, he's a cardist or a card guy, and he's basically like a gambling card guy. So he'll do all these shuffles, and he just knows where every single card. He's the craziest card magician, and you can't figure his tricks out. Like as much as I know how to some of what Shin Lin's doing, you can break it down. You just got to watch it really slowly and over again. This guy is impenetrable. Yeah, it blows me away. So him and cards, and there's a couple guys that will still fool me on Penn and Teller that I've seen, and I still haven't figured it out.
So have you been on Penn and Teller?
No. They asked me to audition. I didn't do it just yet because they needed a 3-minute video, and when they asked, it was about I was only a year and a half in, so I was only just getting competent and doing it. It's like shooting 3-pointers, or at first, and every year you get better at it. Now it's like shooting a free throw. Now it's like shooting from 2 feet away. So I just, didn't think I could do a 3-minute segment without messing up when they first asked me. And then I did a 2-minute one. So now I'm confident I could do it. And plus you could talk through some of it. So I'm not as nervous as I used to be.
So do you see yourself as doing this full time at some point?
I'll leave that up to God. I got to pay the bills right now, and it's just too tough to make a transition. I got 2 kids and a family and a house, and if it rolls that way and I'm offered bigger and bigger things, then sure, why not?
Okay.
But right now, I gotta keep it compartmentalized and do my job and not worry too much.
Job like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. So, Chris, as we kind of wrap up with you here, is there anything that you want to throw out that we didn't get to, or anything you want to plug? Social media, things that you play, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, just if you can, just follow me on Woj Magic on Instagram, and I think my TikTok is Chris Wojtowich 78, but Woj Magic on TikTok. No, you caught me off guard with that question. I don't really try to plug myself too much. I just appreciate you guys having me on, and I didn't really think about that question before you asked it.
Yeah,
so.
no,
okay.
It's cool. And we've talked to a handful of people who have been on AGT. Some people that have been at like your level and weren't televised, and other people that went on much farther in the show. So it's cool to get people's stories. And I always tell this to everybody. It's not that we're the biggest podcast in the world, but we have our followers, and I always like to tell people, once you've been on the show, then you're a friend of the show, and then we like you, and hopefully we can help each other out. So if you're back on the show next season, or
Yep.
you have something else you can promote, you can always feel free to come back. We will always do what we can to help you.
Absolutely. I just enjoy, talking to people that are interested in, what I was doing. And I think it's awesome. And I don't care how big your audience is. I was kind of curious to what it was, if it, but I didn't, it didn't matter either way. It was,
okay.
You'll grow along with me, hopefully. And maybe we'll be on AGT together one year.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, I've auditioned for AGT several times, so
I heard. What did you had a plastic dowel or something?
you watched something. Yeah, I did that where I took a blow up doll and I sang, and I thought they would take the act. So I said, yeah, this is my friend Vinyl, and I went over to the piano and I said, so this will be my first release on vinyl, and I sat on the vinyl when I played the piano, and anyway, it didn't work. So
yeah, that's more power to you, man. I think it's awesome. And you were in front of all the celebrity judges?
no, I didn't get that far.
Okay.
No, this is just
That's
the
all right.
producers. So
Keep trying.
yep.
All right. Well, here you go. One more.
All right. Wow, amazing. Did he?
I'm not sure if you can see like where you're supposed to, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's been great having being on the show. But you guys, you got anybody coming on next? Should I keep
Nope.
watching you?
Not today. Nope.
Not today. We're going to the other ones we had scheduled. We're going to do an interview with them next week to record. Is Ray Wold, who was on the show this season. He was on with his mom and he lit her on fire.
No, he was my favorite act. Oh my god.
So he was gonna be on tonight, but he had something. He's doing Circus Olay, and so we had to bump. But we're rescheduling with him next week.
I don't know what he's doing, but if I could have just done that while I was on stage, I would have won hands down.
Yeah, I'm a huge danger act person. So if you light yourself on fire, it's usually points for me.
Like he was in a bathtub covered in fire. I couldn't believe it. I was just freaking out the whole time. It was so entertaining.
Were you there when you did
no,
that?
I watched some of the acts. I didn't watch his act live, but some of the finals acts I watched live. It was awesome. And the whole show was really funny. I love the live show. And then the TV version, I don't really watch a lot of TV, and it's a lot of the edits and stuff, but the live shows where it's at, I would definitely go again.
Yep, that it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for showing up.
Yeah,
Excellent.
absolutely.
Thank you, Chris.
All right. Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Later.
All right.
Not cool.
Yeah, that went pretty well. I love magicians. I love magic. I wish I knew how to do it.
Who was this, Sam? I've also submitted videos of me playing the bongos and have a Zoom audition and still have yet to make the show after 4 years. All right. I didn't know that Sam auditioned.
Yeah. That's cool, Sam. Hopefully you get on too.
Yeah.
I hope all of our two freaks doing a show family all make AGT one day. I need a talent that I can try out with. My biggest dream is to get on the TV show Big Brother. So you guys can all get on AGT. I don't have enough talent for that, but I can win Big Brother. So I don't know if there's Big Brother fans out there, but if anybody has ties to CBS and Big Brother, I really want to be on. I'd go on Survivor, but I can't win that one because I hate everything with the outdoors, but I'd do it.
So what's the process with Big Brother? You got to be young?
You've got to... 1 year I did it. You have to send in a video, and there's a whole packet to fill out and stuff. Like they ask a lot of questions about mental health and physical health and all the rest of it. Because you got to go in a house and be secluded potentially for 100 days with other people, and then battle it out for $750,000. But it's my dream to go on Big Brother, but I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Well, I'm sorry. I can only wish the best for you.
So
Yeah.
hopefully somebody's watching one day and said, we should get that Mix-a-Lom character from that YouTube show and put him on Big Brother.
Yeah.
That's
So do you
what
want
I'm
to see
hoping.
another act?
All right, let's do one more act before we wrap up here.
All right. So here's that Vardanyan brothers. Share this tab.
Oh, okay. These are the guys on Britain's Got Talent?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. This is the guys I want to see.
I can make it bigger.
Bring them up.
Well, I don't know how to make it bigger. Add it to the screen here. I didn't see anything.
You didn't see anything. Yeah, we probably got to, like McGavin said, probably got to go on YouTube or Instagram for most of this video.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can find them next time.
Right.
So I'm curious about them.
Well, and we could probably run through a few acts next time too.
Yeah.
But,
So let's look at those brothers next time and go through a couple more acts for next week.
Okay.
Anybody in the chat have any final thoughts or anything? Go ahead and put it there. If there's anything else you want to say before we wrap up this week. That was a good interview, though, I thought.
It was a great interview.
Yeah, I love the magicians, and he had some interesting insights on the process too. I love hearing about people's audition process.
Right. And he was really excited about it, even though he wasn't on TV.
And he got 4 yeses. I was shocked about that. 4 yeses, and he didn't even get TV time. How about that?
Yeah, that's amazing. I don't know.
Crazy. All right. Well, should we wrap it up there?
We'll wrap it up.
All right. Well, then let's wrap this up. I am Mix-a-Lom, he is the Miles Revolution, and we are with you every Thursday night talking about all things AGT. We are 2 freaks doing a show. We are live at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Central, and 9 o'clock Pacific every Thursday night. And we love all of you. We love all our supporters out there and everybody that comes and supports us and watches us and likes the video and continues to subscribe to us. We really appreciate that. We love you guys. And
That we do.
I'm sure our guests love it too. And when you follow them and when you like their stuff, when one of us wins, we all win.
That's
what I
right.
like to think about it. We're all in this together. And I hope one day Miles gets on AGT, and I hope one day Sam gets on AGT, and I hope our new friend Chris gets back on AGT and on TV this time. That would be awesome. So for everybody out there in podcast land watching, I'm Mix-a-Lom. He is the Miles Revolution. We are 2 freaks doing a show, and we will see you all next time.